By 2030, 1 out of 4 Sri Lankans will be over 60 years old. This means 1/4 of the country's population will be considered dependent. Some of them will depend on their children's income to fulfill their needs. Men and women vulnerable to sickness and disease demanding constant care and medication. In a country where 23% of households live below the poverty line, this 1/4 will find life hard and unforgiving. They run the risk of being marginalized from society for simply being dependent. But their fate can be changed. This is their story. Sri Lanka, a country that is rich in culture, tradition, and natural splendor. Elders have always held an important place in Sri Lankan society. The extended family system, together with religious and cultural practices, ensure that the well-being of elder persons is a priority even in the poorest of communities. They are treated with respect and gratitude and are often looked upon as the custodians of tradition. Elders play a central role in family affairs. Instead of moving away from their parents after reaching adulthood, children would often build their families around their elders. Many elders remain as chief breadwinners, overseeing and guiding the livelihood efforts of the family. Others are entrusted with the upbringing of young ones and would devotedly spend their childhood in the care of grandparents. Elders were seen as essential to society, something a family can never do without. However, Sri Lanka is a developing nation. Nearly 23% of its population live below the poverty line of $2 per day. A 2-decade-long conflict has severely crippled the country's economy, disrupting development in many districts. In the struggle to make ends meet, the less striking demands of the elders tend to be ignored. Even with shrinking funds, the government continues to extend social welfare to senior citizens through free health services and pension schemes. However, a large percentage of vulnerable older persons in rural districts have not been reached. HelpAge Sri Lanka was set up in 1986 to reach out to these vulnerable groups. The organization was set up by the founder H.P. Gunaratne, following the First World Assembly on Aging, which was held in Vienna 1982. Working together with the Social Welfare Ministry of the government, HelpAge focused on raising awareness on rights of senior citizens and the issues they faced. One of the initial objectives was to develop the infrastructure of elders' homes. However, from the 1990s, HelpAge shifted attention to more service-oriented projects.
Before and after tsunami, HelpAge Sri Lanka was looked up to by the corporate sector, the government and the public at large as one of the most respected NGOs on population issues.